Welcome to Personality Psychology Part 2. We begin our look at personality development across the lifespan with a life connection example, the trust versus mistrust stage, which can be broken by childhood abuse. The stage of, quote, generativity versus stagnation can be renewed through expressive activities like writing one's story. The challenge of identity versus role confusion is often tested in demanding environments, such as serving in the Navy or navigating college life. As William James said, the greatest discovery of any generation is that a human can alter his life by altering his attitude. Reflecting on these stages, the process of personality development involves rewriting personal narratives and healing parts that were left unfinished. Turning now to personality and faith, spirituality is seen as a core aspect of personality integration. Faith gives meaning to flaws, turning trials into tests of character and transformation. Here is a fun fact. Religion and spirituality often function as psychological frameworks, not merely belief systems. An interesting aspect is that faith can reduce the fear of death while simultaneously increasing responsibility for behavior. A relevant quote states, "Faith builds character, and character sustains faith." A key statistic shows that regular spiritual practice is linked to lower rates of depression and substance abuse in many studies. Next, we look at integration, the self as a system. Personality is a balance of mind, body, and spirit. Integration means turning pain into strength, faith into focus, and flaws into purpose. My spiritual journey shaped the best parts of me, helping me strive to remain kind even in difficult circumstances. No single theory fully explains personality. Each explains a part of the system. Integrated approaches demonstrate better long-term outcomes than single theory models. Interestingly, contradictions in personality, like having both strength and weakness, are actually signs of psychological complexity, not dysfunction. Ralph Waldo Emerson reminds us, becoming yourself is the greatest work of art. In reflection, psychology provided self-understanding, but faith provided the means to truly become oneself. 1. The Stanford Prison Experiment. Situation versus personality. What happened? Normal, psychologically healthy college students were randomly assigned roles as, quote, guards or prisoners. Within days, guards became abusive, and prisoners became submissive or emotionally distressed. Why it shook personality psychology? It suggested situations can override personality traits far faster than anyone expected. Crazy part. The experiment was supposed to last 2 weeks. It was stopped after 6 days. Controversy. Ethics violations. Researcher bias. Still debated today. Personality question. Are you cruel because of who you are or because of where you are? 2. Milgram's obedience experiments. Good people, dark actions. What happened? Participants were instructed to give what they believed were painful electric shocks to another person, an actor, simply because an authority figure told them to. Insane result. About 65% of people went all the way to the highest voltage. Why it matters for personality. Traits like kindness and empathy collapsed under authority pressure. Weird detail. Participants were sweating, shaking, and distressed, but still obeyed. Personality question. Is obedience a personality trait or a survival instinct? The dark triad. Psychopathy, narcissism, Machiavellianism. What it is. A cluster of personality traits linked to manipulation, lack of empathy, and dominance. Shocking finding. People high in dark triad traits often succeed in leadership, are charismatic, don't see themselves as bad. Controversy. Some researchers argue society rewards these traits, especially in business and politics. Personality question. Is success sometimes antisocial? 3. Phineas Gage. 1 injury, 1 new personality. What happened? A railroad worker survived a metal rod blasting through his frontal lobe. Result. He lived, but his personality completely changed. Impulsive, irresponsible, emotionally unstable. Why it's famous. It proved personality is tied to the brain, not just morals or character. Weird part. Friends said Gage was no longer Gage. Multiple selves are normal, not a disorder. What happened? Personality research found people consistently act differently across roles, work, family, friends. Weird truth. This is healthy, not fake. Controversy. Western culture pushes the idea of a single true self, which psychology does not fully support. Example. You can be gentle at home, assertive at work, quiet in public, and still be psychologically integrated. To conclude, personality is not a fixed trait. It is something you live, shape, struggle with, and continuously grow into.